I'm gonna show you how to make shakshuka. This recipe is delicious for breakfast or dinner, and it's so easy. Check this out. Hey everybody, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com. We're making shakshuka. We recently got back from a trip to Seattle where my husband's cousin's husband, Alex, made shakshuka for us for breakfast, and it was delicious. I'm gonna show you why we fell in love with this recipe. We're using breakfast sausage because we're making it for breakfast, but you can use Italian sausage and make it for dinner and make an Italian shakshuka. There's so many varieties and options with this recipe. You guys are gonna love it. Let's get started. And make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already to get more great recipes and tips. We'll start with some quick prep. Finely chop up 1 medium onion. You should have about 1 cup chopped. Next, peel and mince 4 garlic cloves. To quickly peel a clove of garlic, cut off the tough end, then smash it with the side of your knife. The skins should easily slide off. Once you've recovered from onion tears, finally mince up your garlic, and you should get about 1½ tablespoons of minced garlic. Now it seems like a lot of garlic, but it does mellow out on the skillet. Set that aside for later, and also finely chop 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. Because the parsley goes in towards the end of the recipe, you definitely want to use fresh and not dried parsley. Alright, that's it for our easy peasy prep. Now take a large skillet, this is about a 12-inch skillet, and set that over medium heat. Drizzle in a tablespoon of olive oil, then add 1/2 pound of breakfast sausage. You can also use chorizo for a spicy shakshuka or Italian sausage for an Italian version. I prefer the plain breakfast sausage because it's not spicy and I know my kids will love it. Break that up with a spatula as it cooks and saute for about 5 minutes over medium heat or until the sausage is cooked through. Then transfer it to a plate. Now those brown bits on the bottom of the pan will add great flavor to the shakshuka, so using the same pan without washing it, melt in 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Add your 1 cup of diced onions and saute that for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally until the onions are soft and golden. Now add your minced garlic and continue stirring for another 30 seconds or until the garlic is fragrant. Now it's time to add the 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes with their juice. Since this is the main ingredient in the recipe, get the best quality tomatoes you can find. Using organic or the San Marzano tomatoes works great. You want to bring those tomatoes to a simmer, and to help them break down in the cooking process, cut them in half with a spatula. Now season the tomatoes with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Now the sugar is a surprising ingredient, but it does help to balance the acidity of the tomatoes and it'll make all the difference in the flavor of your sauce. Reduce the heat and simmer the tomatoes for about 15 minutes. You do want to stir the tomatoes occasionally and break them down into smaller pieces as they cook. While that's simmering, I'm gonna quickly prep some bread to go with this because shakshuka is delicious with some toasted buttered bread. This is also a great way to revive 1 or 2 day old stale bread. Simply butter both sides of your toast, then heat a large skillet over medium heat, place the buttered bread right into the skillet and toast until it's golden brown on both sides. Depending on how hot your skillet is, buttered toast will cook very quickly, anywhere between 30 to 90 seconds, so make sure to keep an eye on it. Once it's golden brown on both sides, transfer it to a plate. The tomatoes have been simmering for about 15 minutes, and you can see they're no longer watery, but they're starting to get saucy. You want the tomatoes to be thick enough to create little wells for the eggs. Crack about 5 eggs around the skillet and lightly season each egg with some salt. Now distribute your cooked sausage evenly around the eggs. Now last but not least, sprinkle on your chopped parsley. And it may seem like a lot of parsley, but it does soften into the skillet and adds great taste to the shakshuka. Cover that with a lid and continue to simmer on low heat for about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how you like your eggs to be done. Keep in mind the sauce will continue to cook the eggs slightly even off the heat, but I like to make sure the egg white is fully set and the yolk is still loose. All right, who's hungry? All right, I cannot wait to do this taste test. It smells so good in my kitchen. And who can resist? You do want to serve this fresh. It's best when it's hot and steamy. And I love to cook it until the yolks are still a little bit wet. So I want to show you, when you cut into one of the yolks, this is what it should look like. Oh yeah. Oh, yum. But you can cook it to your desired doneness. All right, we're gonna serve this up. Make sure to get an egg. Oh, this is so saucy and meaty. And I love everything else in here, so we definitely want to get some more of that sauce. Yum. I love those chunky tomatoes. And the bits of breakfast sausage. It's all so delicious. Okay, here we go. And I do love to serve this with some Parmesan. So just some freshly grated Parmesan over the top. Adds a nice little salty bite. Okay, here we go. We're gonna dig in. Yummy, yum. Okay, and serve it with that toasted bread. It is just the perfect pair right here. You can either put it on the bread, you can take a bite of this, take a bite of that, whatever you like, but we're gonna make a little open-faced sandwich, kind of. And the bread is also good to soak up that extra sauce in the plate when you're done. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, here we go. Oh. Mmm. Probably have stuff all over my face. Do I? Okay. He says I don't. Oh wow, that is so satisfying. This is the breakfast of champions right here. It is protein packed with that breakfast sausage, and if you want to make it meatless, you can leave it out. It'll still be delicious. But this is so good. And my son totally loves this. He said he wants to learn how to make it so he can make it more often. Apparently, mom is always making new things and forgets about the favorites. Guilty. Oh, this is so good. He actually said, and I quote him, "Mom, this is better than a cheeseburger." And I was like, oh, because he loves cheeseburgers. So when he says something like that, things are getting serious. You gotta make this. It is family friendly, not spicy. It's just right, the perfect combination of flavors. And I love those bites of tomato in there, the big chunks. They're so juicy. Yes. Wow. And using canned tomatoes is so easy, and you can make this year round. Of course, you can use fresh tomatoes, but they'll take a little bit longer to stew. This can easily feed 4 or 4.5 people for breakfast, depending on how many eggs each person wants. And you can probably squeeze in a 6th egg if you wanted to. But I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this because I'm hungry. Everything about this is good. Make this and you'll have a new favorite breakfast. We'll see you in our next video.